This is Fox 19 Now.
Why am I being arrested? Why am I being arrested?
That new video shows the events as they unfold at a Fairfield Township pool. I mean, come on. 2 adults, 2 kids arrested. And now one local activist says this is a case of excessive force.
We have that for you coming up in just a moment, but first, take a live look outside. Ominous clouds directly overhead. Thunderstorms popping up in the tri-state. Let's send it over to the chief to find out how the rest of your Tuesday night is looking.
Well, Scott, good news is most of that cloud cover you just saw there is on the northern edge of this range. You can see it all moving south and eastward. And if you look out here to the west, you can see that there's more coming to the north and east. Now, as normally happens, this will weaken as it comes our way. Can't rule out a few showers overnight, but we're not in for any big rains. During the day tomorrow, we might see some severe weather. So here you see it, everything moving off to the east, a little bit more moving in from the west. So from time to time, I've got scattered showers in the forecast. Overnight, it stays warm, it stays muggy, with temperatures dropping off into the upper 60s tomorrow. Notice the winds are out of the southeast, so it stays fairly warm. And around the region tomorrow morning, as you head out to work, we're looking at the chance for a few showers. Temperatures upper 60s to lower 70s, and that humidity sky high. I'll be back with the 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
Police in Warren and Butler counties assisting in the search for little Nevaeh Maupin, abducted from Dayton on June the 11th. Although this is not an Amber Alert, officials fear the child might be in danger tonight, and they're asking anyone with information to come forward. Now, she's 7 months old with brown hair and brown eyes. She was last seen with her mother, 17-year-old Alyssa Maupin, who is believed to be a runaway. If you know anything, you're being urged to call Montgomery County Sheriff's Office 937-225-4357.
4 people hurt in a Madisonville knife attack. One of them is a child. Police say there was some kind of a family dispute at the Chippewa Street home where they found an 8-year-old cut on the arm after his mentally challenged uncle launched the attack with a steak knife. 2 other adults were hurt when they tried to stop the attack. The cuts are considered non-life-threatening, with all the victims expected to recover. A man accused of murdering an 18-year-old woman now in police custody. This guy, 26-year-old Joshua Maxton, believed to be the shooter in an incident that took the life of Robin Pearl as she sat inside a car in North Avondale last night. She was one of 3 people inside when police say Maxton opened fire. No word if she was his intended victim.
New tonight, surveillance video of a shootout right in the middle of a local street. 2 innocent bystanders hit by gunfire. Fox 19 Now's Sean Lanier spent the day in Carthage talking with business owners and got a copy of that video. Sean?
That's right, Scott. We reached out to that female victim in this shooting that happened here on Vine Street in Carthage, and she actually stays right behind Buckets Bienvenidos, the bar which in front of this shooting happened at, but she did not respond. She was not home, but the chaos of this incident sent victims and others running for cover and was all caught on surveillance. You can see what police are saying is a white BMW SUV coming from the parking lot of UDF, which is actually 2 stores down. That car is where the gunfire came from. You can see people running from that area in front of the bar called Buckets Bienvenido. Police say 2 men were shooting, one from the white BMW and the other they believe was shooting from the sidewalk. 2 people were hit, a 26-year-old man and a 21-year-old woman, while they were walking nearby. The woman was hit with shrapnel in her back and her rear. The man was shot in his right leg. Neighboring businesses say that Carthage has definitely seen a lot of criminal activity lately, so much that Charles Cole, who managed the drive-in store next to this bar, has placed 15 surveillance cameras around his store. Cole says this shooting is not surprising to him.
There's a lot of heroin activity around here and prostitution and stuff. So I guess it goes hand in hand with that kind of, behavior.
Now police are still on the lookout for this white BMW SUV that you saw in that surveillance video. And if you have any information, you're urged to call police. Reporting live in Carthage, Sean Lanier, Fox 19 Now.
Outrage over an incident at a Fairfield swimming pool last week where officers arrested 2 adults and 2 children. Police claim the arrests were justified. However, one local activist says this is a case of excessive force. Fox 19's Gordon Graham has the story.
Fairfield Police Chief Mike Dickey says people will draw their own conclusions after looking at the videotape from the Aquatic Center, but he stands by his officers and says they acted appropriately.
The video shows police arresting a 12-year-old girl. It all started when a teenage boy was asked to leave the pool because he wasn't dressed properly. The boy's aunt, Crystal Dixon, came to the pool to pick him up, along with several other kids in the group. But this is where the story gets dicey. Police say Dixon became verbally abusive. Dixon says she wasn't, and that part of the incident wasn't caught on camera. However, police say what is clear is that officers struggled to bring the situation under control.
If you view the entire camera video, it is clear that she was struggling with the officer. He put her on the car to keep her under control while he handcuffed her and immediately released her after that and stepped back.
Dickey says his officers were being attacked and had a right to defend themselves, but Bishop Bobby Hilton sees it differently.
They said the 12-year-old was assaulting somebody and resisting arrest. He's going to grab this 12-year-old by the neck, slam her up against a police car, and this young lady, 12-year-old, sustained multiple injuries.
Hilton says the officers used excessive force, arresting 2 adults and 2 children.
Fairfield police officer said officers showed a lot of restraint. Where did the officers show a lot of restraint? Help me.
Chief Dickey has a different view.
Just look at the videos. They were being mobbed by individuals, and all they were doing was trying to push people off of them.
Crystal Dixon and Maya Dixon have each been charged with disorderly conduct, and they're expected to make an appearance tomorrow morning here at Fairfield Municipal Court. In Fairfield, I'm Gordon Graham, Fox 19 Now.
Not even 24 hours after pleading guilty to a public indecency for a May incident, this Cincinnati man is arrested for exposing himself again. 38-year-old James Robinson right back before a judge after reports that he exposed himself in a public place again. Last month, he was arrested for touching himself in Washington Park, forcing kids to run away screaming. The county prosecutor calling him a burden to the community. He is now being held on a $10,000 bond.
After the break, Cincinnati police honoring one of their own as they remember the life of a World War II hero.
Also ahead.
So how many hours do we have to wait? And people are from everywhere. There are children on the bus. They can't use a restroom.
Stranded for hours, these megabus passengers share their nightmare of a story with us when we return.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
And with that, can Donald Trump go from the boardroom to the Oval Office? The real estate mogul announcing his presidential bid today from New York. You know that Donald has flirted with running for president in the past, but this is the first time he's actually thrown his hat into the ring.
We need a leader that can bring back our jobs, can bring back our manufacturing, can bring back our military, can take care of our vets. Our vets have been abandoned.
Are you keeping count? Because Trump is now the 12th major candidate to enter the very crowded Republican race. Meanwhile, as rumors continue to swirl regarding John Kasich's potential bid, can he count on the support of fellow Buckeye Republican and Speaker of the House, John Boehner?
I don't plan to endorse anyone in the presidential race, but...
And there you have it.
A former Cincinnati police officer and World War II hero killed in the line of duty is honored 70 years after his death. CPD retiring the badge number of Earl Biddle Jr., a former motorcycle officer who joined the force back in '39, called into active service in '42. After 3 years at war, he ignored the warnings of others, leaving a covered position as his platoon faced heavy machine gun fire at Okinawa. He managed to bandage and drag a wounded American to safety before being shot and killed, making him one of only 2 CPD officers to be killed in battle. In addition to his honor here at home, Biddle was also awarded the Silver Star for his heroics, the military's second highest honor. Still ahead on Fox 19 now, hear from the woman at the center of the race controversy.
Stranded for hours after the break, these megabus passengers share their experience at a Cincinnati bus stop. Find out what the company is saying tonight.
And weather-wise, it's another warm and humid night ahead of us with scattered shower activity. Another humid day tomorrow with another chance of showers. And then we're looking at the same thing, just a different day as we head into the weekend. The 7-day forecast and what's going to happen with Tropical Storm Bill when I come back.
Leader of the Spokane, Washington NAACP is breaking her silence, finally appearing on this morning's network news regarding recent controversy over her race. Rachel Dolezal sets the record straight. Even though she is white, she identifies herself as black.
It's a little more complex than me identifying as black or answering a question of, are you black or white? My life has been one of survival, and the decisions that I have made along the way, including my identification, have been to survive and to, carry forward in my journey and life continuum.
Well, she says she identified as black from a young age. She was cast into the international spotlight last week after her biological parents, who are both white, that's them right there, told a local newspaper they cannot understand why she's claiming to be black. Supporters continue to stand with her, though, although others remain critical, saying she has yet to apologize for misleading the public.
Happening much closer to home tonight. 22-year-old Shane Probst listed in stable condition right now after exchanging gunfire with a police officer in Crittenden. Kentucky State Police now launching an investigation into last night's shooting. They say a Grant County Sheriff's deputy was dispatched to Indian Hills Drive for reports of a person with a gun. Upon arrival, he found Probst armed with an AR-15 who began to fire.
Subject moving around several different locations. That's what we're back out here today for, just to make sure we've gotten everything picked up that we can.
We came to your house and told you your son had guns.
Yes,
we tried to save your son's life.
Shut up!
We tried to save your son's life. We tried to save your son's life, and you weren't going to let these cops shoot him?
If he wasn't strung out with you all, he wouldn't be in this.
Drug test me right now.
Well, our camera is also on scene for that verbal altercation between the suspect's father and the suspect's friends, as you just saw. Probst shot by that officer. He is expected to survive. No one else injured in that shooting. Drama surrounding Liz Rogers continues as she was in court facing charges that she impersonated a cop. Her attorney says prosecutors talked about dismissing the charges. That is, if she accepted responsibility. She then refused. A repo man claims she told him she was a police officer when he tried to take her car. She didn't say much, but was asked if she did it.
Safe to say you did not impersonate a police officer?
Absolutely not. So.
That person just made that up, correct?
Absolutely.
Well, she's going to have a chance to tell her story. A jury trial has been set for July the 30th in Butler County.
A 5-hour wait without bathrooms or a place to eat and drink. That's the experience for some megabus passengers who came right to our door last night. Their bus stopping here on its way from Cleveland to Atlanta, broken down in the Guest Street parking lot.
You know, 9:30 went into 10:30, 10:30 went into 11:30, 11:30 went into 12:30. What time is it now? I've got... My watch says it's, what, 1:30? Wow. So how many hours do we have to wait? And people are from everywhere. There are children on the bus. They can't use a restroom.
Well, I mean, first he told us the mechanic would be out in 30 minutes, and it took 3 hours to get out. And then they said another bus would come out in 3 hours, and that was 4 hours ago.
And no bus has come.
So we're kind of just like dead in the water right now.
Can't use the bathroom. We have to go, my grandson had to go over there use the bush. Because all the gas stations are closed down.
What are they telling you about when you'll get out of here?
They're not telling us anything. Megabus closed at 1 o'clock and kept telling my daughter they were sending the bus out to get us. Another bus never came. And then when we called back at 1, it's closed down.
Oh, we reached out to the company who acknowledged their bus bound for Atlanta did in fact break down in Queensgate. They tell us all passengers were given full refunds and that the company apologizes for that inconvenience. Look at this, 3 little homes built along US 35 in Xenia in the memory of, come on now, you know what it is, right? The 3 little piggies that were stuck last week when the truck carrying 2,200 of them overturned. These memorials inspired by the 3 little pigs. One of them, that straw house, sticks, and then of course there's the brick one. Officials estimating nearly half of the pigs were killed.
Well, we are less than 1 month away from the 2015 All-Star Game, and teaming up today, Kroger and P&G honoring some of those who help make our community a better place. Known as our hometown All-Stars, honored today, Derek Fry of Liberty Township for his dedication to the Free Store Food Bank. A retired U.S. Marine, Fry currently works for GE, where he's been organizing groups of volunteers serving food, the food bank that is, for the past 10 years. In total, there will be 7 separate hometown All-Stars, each representing a local charity. Each gets a VIP ticket to the game on July the 14th, which of course you can catch right here on Fox 19 Now, with coverage beginning at 3 p.m.
Now, Cincinnati's most experienced meteorologist, Steve Horstmeyer, with Fox 19 Weather Now.
Good evening, everyone. We're looking at a time lapse from the Premier Health camera. Look at the shower activity come through Middletown earlier today. And then just a short time later, the clouds continue to move off to the east. The sky begins to get a little bit blue there and things clear out again. Right now, a humid 81 in Middletown, winds out of the southwest at 5. Here's what it looks like on Doppler radar. What we have is lots of rain to our south. That shower activity, you can see some of it in Illinois, moving north and eastward, so I can't rule out a shower overnight, maybe a clap of thunder. Nothing big, nothing severe in the forecast tonight. We are going to take a look at Tropical Storm Bill, which is beginning to come on shore near the Houston area in just a minute or two. But right now, if we look at the Fox 19 Now viewing area, you can see a few scattered showers out to the west. So a few scattered showers tonight, maybe a clap of thunder, nothing severe. And the same thing may hold for your morning commute. As far as the current temperature goes, it's 79 at the International Airport, humidity 79%, visibility 10 miles, and the winds are out of the west-northwest. Grass pollen and tree pollen both low, moderate on the mold spore count today. We'll keep an eye on that. Now, here is the latest on Tropical Storm Bill. These are the spaghetti plots. All the different models say where it's going to go, and most of them think it's going to head this way and right on up into the Ohio River Valley. That would bring it into our area for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and that could bring significant rainfall to the tri-state. Now, these things are very iffy. We have to watch it, but definitely we are going to be thinking about the possibility of the remnants of Bill, not a windy Bill, just a wet Bill coming our way as we head into the weekend. And you can see by 1 a.m. on Thursday, it's a tropical depression moving into Oklahoma and then out of Oklahoma. And then Friday, Saturday into Sunday, it should be coming our way. Temperatures in the next 24 hours look like this. We're going to make it to 77 by noon tomorrow, up into the low 80s. That's not that hot, but it's still very humid, so the uncomfortable weather is going to continue. And here's what the high-resolution RPM model shows. It shows some scattered shower and thunderstorm activity in the forecast overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. More of that will develop during the day tomorrow, and we are talking about the possibility of some severe storms tomorrow afternoon. Hit-and-miss severe storms, not a big outbreak, but definitely the chance of getting a shower or thunderstorm that gets close to being severe later tomorrow. So your 7-day forecast looks like this. We're talking about a low tonight of 68, 83 the high tomorrow. The Reds do play tomorrow at 7:10. I'll be live from Great American Ballpark, and we'll be talking about what it looks like for the ball game tomorrow. And there is that chance of a severe storm tomorrow afternoon. Chance of showers right on through Thursday into Tuesday of next week. It stays warm to hot. It stays humid. And again, we will be watching the weekend for the remnants of Bill, maybe bringing us some significant rainfall. You can track this using the Weather Now app. It's available for free for your iPhone, your iPad, your Android operating system device.
All right, so take a live look at traffic on I-275 right now. This is westbound northern Kentucky. Quite the mess, as you can see. A crash has the right-hand lane shut down. This is between Taylor Mill Road and Dixie Highway. We don't know anything about injuries at this moment. Stick with Fox19Now.com for updates as the story develops.
Yeah, people have been stuck in that for at least a half hour now.
It's a mess.
Let's check out what we're working on for 10.
Community leaders demand streetlights to reduce crime. Why the city is refusing to install them.
Baseball and the Queen City. You can't have one without the other.
I think it's very important for us to provide these glimpses of Cincinnati history.
You might not think the library and baseball go together, but we'll show you how they do this All-Star summer tonight at 10.
I'm Nathan Backrack from Simply Money, and tonight at 10, how to spend less on the data plan for your smartphone. I've got some tricks you might not be trying yet.
Tonight, the USA women's soccer team taking on Nigeria in the FIFA Women's World Cup. Pre-game coverage starting up at 7, the game at 8. Then the Fox 19 Now news right after the game.
So look who's back at Bengals practice with good news about his daughter. We are inside the locker room with Devin Still as he gets back to work. Joe D at Paul Brown Stadium next in sports.
Joe Danneman outside of Paul Brown Stadium, where the Bengals just did finish up late this afternoon. The first day of mandatory minicamp with Devin Still back to work with his teammates for the first time this offseason. You might not be able to see it in these shots, but Devin says he is now 20 pounds lighter as he tries to lock up a spot on the Bengals roster. But the better news is his now 5-year-old daughter, Leah, is getting better. Devin says she's starting to beat the side effects of the chemotherapy that helped Leah beat cancer.
Yeah, it's definitely different. You know, it's easier this year than it was last year, obviously, because I'm not worried about my daughter fighting cancer right now. She's beat cancer, and it's allowed me to focus a lot on football and getting back in shape and just trying to repay the Bengals for everything they did for me last season.
I think every waning moment for him is about his daughter and her future and her health. So I hope that he's able to get that smile and bounce back all the time, full time in his life.
And Devin says he is working closely with ESPN about Leah's ESPY Award next month. Says he still hopes she can travel to Los Angeles with him to accept the award in person. And back outside of Paul Brown Stadium, the only Bengal not here for this mandatory practice is team captain Andrew Whitworth. Whitworth is back home in Louisiana for a funeral. We're downtown tonight. I'm Joe Danneman, Fox 19 Now.
You know, those ominous skies have been sticking around all day. They kind of come and go, but relatively nice today.
Yeah, relatively nice. It was humid, but not that hot. So it looks like more of the same in the next few days. And we'll keep an eye on Bill for the weekend.
All right, sounds good. Have a good night. Hope to see you back here at 10.
See it.